Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I know, another video without an intro where I started by saying hello, hello, hello. And another video where I am talking about, just briefly, and it's really not so much about the stalking and the harassment, but kind of some thoughts that I have about it. And I know that I said I wasn't going to talk about it again or talk about it for a while, but I just want to say this one last thing. Because of some developments that happened last night. And it is currently 4:19 p.m. I was expecting to film videos on all of my channel and start much earlier, but I was sitting out here as I was kind of going through making my plan for the day, drinking some iced coffee, and my neighbor across the street, she came out with her friend that I had gone to the pool with a lot last summer, and they were carrying their, you know, their floaties and stuff, and they said, come to the pool with us, come to the pool with us. And I said, okay, I'm gonna run upstairs right now and put my swimsuit on, and I'm gonna come to the pool with you. So I just got back from the pool. Here you can see I even still have on my my swimsuit, which is kind of soaking wet right now, and I have my pool bag right here that I love so much, my iced coffee that is completely almost empty, and then my hat that I wear every single day, and then my towel, and I actually have another hat in here that says shark on here, which I think is appropriate for the pool, and then I have deodorant, because you always have to carry deodorant, and then, oh, sunbum sun tanning stuff, and then also the sunbum face mist, which I absolutely love after I'm done with the pool. So, alright, let's get into this video, and like I said, I just want to say this one last thing, and these were some thoughts that I was thinking about last night. So, I have this scripted again, so just bear with me, alright? I always knew somewhere deep down in my heart that it would pay to have a true crime book club. So if you don't know, I have a true crime book club that I run with my good Judy Mel. Hey Mel, how are you? No, but in all seriousness, I have quite a few followers out there that consider themselves citizen detectives or amateur sleuths that really kind of dedicated themselves, since I started talking about this, to finding out who these people are that are, you know, harassing me behind the scenes. And a lot of the people I haven't even kind of like alluded to who they are, but the main people I have, you know, kind of alluded to. Last night I was able to identify several of the people harassing me with the help of some of you, and I just want to say thank you so much. There were quite a few of you last night that reached out to me and said, hey, I just want to share with you that I found out who this person is, and I want to share with you that I found out who that person is. And so I was able to identify 3 people that have been harassing me for quite some time, and one of the main people I was able to identify and find out who they were, and before they deleted their Facebook pages, go through their Facebook pages and see, you know, everything about them. And you know, one of them, I was kind of like blown away by this. I don't know why I should have been, but like they immediately like took down their accounts, but then started following me under other accounts. And I'm like, okay, you do realize that like I now know who you are, right? Which maybe they didn't know that. But I just want to say I really, really appreciate you guys going to those links. I did have the people explain to me and validate how they found this information out and the tracking that they did. And you know, you leave a track online of who you are, and so every person was able to explain to me exactly how they found out the true identity of these people, which I'm not going to share online. I'm going to share that with my attorney. Obviously, and so I just want to say I really, really appreciate that and all of your help. So even, I said, even though they were, you know, taking down their accounts and stuff, they started making new fake ones. All 3 people that I was able to identify had already started new fake accounts and were following me, which was like, I was like, and one of them who, Amber, that's a new fake name of hers, Amber. So Amber was somebody that I was, that has like harassed me for quite some time. And I was able to see her Instagram, her Facebook, before she took her Facebook down, and all that kind of stuff. She started a new Threads account. She followed me on Threads like immediately, and I blocked her, so you know who you are. You know, I was able to get all of their identifying information, which, like I said, I'm going to be passing on. You know, it was interesting to look at their personal lives. their spouses, their pets, their families, their Etsy shops, their Pinterest boards, all of their other interests and things like that, you know, the people that had been making my life a living hell for the last 3 to 4 years. And I have to tell you that when I first got the names and people had screenshot the information for me and were showing me pictures, and then I went and saw it as well, I was kind of like, I think I'm going to delight in the fact that these people have been stalking me for so long, and in return now, I'm getting an inside look into their personal private lives, that they have no idea that I'm seeing pictures of their pets, pictures of their families, pictures of their spouses, pictures of where they work, identifying information about where they work, what cities they live in, you know, what their interests are, you know, whether they're interested in like, you know, crocheting, or, you know, that they've started shops on Etsy, or, you know, all of their interests on their Pinterest boards and things like that. And I was able to see all of that information. And, you know, I thought that I would take some delight in, you know, kind of being like, okay, so now I get to really see who these people are behind the scenes. But that wasn't really what happened. It was kind of weird what happened. And so this is what I wanted to share with you. This was the important thing I wanted to share with you. And although, and this is like all written out, right? And although I have to say, I thought I would find people with miserable experiences and existences, that wasn't what I found at all, you know? I found people with varied interests, beautiful families, and a life seemingly full of love. Across the board, that was what I found, you know? I found people that seem to have life, you know, I think our idea is that these haters and trolls are consumed with all of this, and how do they even find the time, which in all honesty, like, seeing that they have little kids and, you know, husbands and lives full of other hobbies, I really don't know how they have the time. I don't, right? I think that's something that they're going to have to ask themselves. The other thing I want to say really quickly, too, is that as I compile this evidence, this isn't going to be something that happens immediately. This is something that's going to happen over some period of time. So I don't want you guys to think that, like, you know, overnight that all this is going to go down. And I'm going to talk about other influencers that have gone through similar experiences as this with me, as me in a second. But, yeah, like, I thought I would find people that, you know, had very miserable experiences or very miserable lives, and that they were just kind of consumed with being online 24 hours a day, which maybe they are. Maybe their, you know, their pictures and everything is just a lie of their lives. I don't know, but that's what I thought I'd find, and I didn't find that. I found people that seemed to be very happy, very in love, you know, happy marriages, seemingly, I don't know. You know, big families, pets that they love. Like, I don't like cats, but, you know, okay, that's not for me. I'm a dog person. You know, they seem to be very happy with their lives. And so it confused me, honestly, because I thought that I would find people that had had miserable lives, you know, that they were almost kind of taking this out on me or other people because they were so miserable in their life. But that wasn't what I found. Instead, I found people with varied interests, beautiful families, and a life seemingly full of love, like I said, right? So I'm not really sure why you have so much hate in your heart. I really don't understand it. And, you know, you really should be grateful for having such a wonderful life. I'm grateful for the amazing, wonderful life that I have. And, you know, one of these people that I did get to look inside their life, right? Like they said the other day, you know, you should go outside and touch grass. So I'm saying this to you. You should go outside and touch grass. Like, no, seriously, you should. You know, like I do every single day. Like I walk through the yard barefoot as I take my dog Boo Radley out into the yard, and I feel the morning dew, you know, on my feet, and I really experience life. And I think that whole statement has been kind of lost in the cliche, right? But in all seriousness, you know, after seeing your pictures and your lives, go outside and touch grass, you know? Really appreciate your life for what it is. You should be grateful for having such a wonderful life, you know? Look down as you're standing there in the grass and ask yourself, where are my feet? This is a recovery saying that I absolutely love that a friend of mine told me years ago. You know, when you're standing out there in the grass, while you're touching grass, like you told all of my audience to do, take your shoes off, go walk out in the front yard, feel the grass on your feet, really appreciate the life that you were given, and look down at your feet and ask yourself, where are my feet? What you will find is that your feet are in today. You are given today. What you do with that is up to you. What I do with that is up to me. I choose to live today in love. If you choose to live today out of hate, that's on you, you know? And I don't want to live with hate in my heart today. I really don't. And I have to say, like, I want to make this very, very clear. I don't hate you. And I'm speaking directly to the people that have harassed me for the last 4 years. I do not hate you, okay? I despise your actions. I do not understand your actions. I am confused by your actions and your motivation. But I don't hate you. You're sick, and you need help. And I'm going to help you get that help, okay? Because like I said, I'm not going to stop just because you guys take down your social media accounts. That's not going to stop me. And now I do know who some of you are, right? So it's important for me to move forward. I hope that you get the help that you need. I really, really do. For me, it kind of gets to a point where I have to figure out, like, do I want to stay in anger and resentment about what's been done with me, or do I want to move through the pain and let go of that, you know? And I talked to several influencers last night, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, that had gone through very similar experiences to me. Some people reached out to me that I had never even heard of and never even talked to before. Some influencers, I don't consider myself an influencer, you know, I'm just a dude with a camera, but that's just how I'm referring to them. Influencers across the board, TikTokers, Instagram, YouTubers, whatever, okay? I talked to several people reached out to me in DMs, on and on last night, emails, and said that they had gone through very, very similar things, and I'll get to that in a second. But like I said, I don't hate you. I hate your actions. I despise your actions, and I don't understand them, and they confuse me. But I believe that you're sick. And so then I have to figure out, okay, what do I do with that, right? And the reality is that this isn't even really about me at all. This is about something that is missing from your life, okay? This is about something that those pictures that you have of spending time with your loved ones, whatever those pictures are misrepresenting, or whatever you are putting out there in the universe that is trying to disguise whatever, that you are so miserable and so angry that you have had to come after me. This is about you. This is about your happiness. This is about your lack of peace and serenity in your life. This has very little to do with me. I'm just the person that you're targeting, right? And I know that hurt people. So obviously you're a very hurt person. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to work on that, right? But even though I don't hate you, and I do despise your actions and I'm confused by them, your actions have greatly affected me. They have greatly affected my family. They have greatly affected my friends. I don't get to share my life. I said this on my vlog last night. I don't get to share my life the way that some YouTubers do. My best friend won't be in videos. I don't get to share a lot of people in my videos because out of protection for them. And that's my choice, right? Like, that's my choice in response to what you're doing. And that's okay. Like, I'm willing to do that to protect them. I don't have to have them in videos, right? But I don't like your actions. Your actions have had a great effect on my life. A great negative effect on my life, you know? And last night, as I was sitting here and I was trying to process all of this, and I was like, okay, so what do you do with this now? Because I love the definition of forgiveness by Oprah, and I've talked a lot about this on my Peterisms channel. And I think I talked about this last night, actually, on my Peterisms channel or on my vlog. I love the definition about forgiveness, or definition of forgiveness by Oprah. And her definition is, and I have this in my notes. I will read you the exact definition that I dictated. Hold on a second. This was from 6/25 of 2020. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. It means accepting that it has happened to you. Not accepting that it was okay, but accepting that it has happened. And now, what are you going to do about it so you are not held hostage to the past, okay? So what it's saying is that you take a look at what has happened and you say, I cannot change what has happened. I cannot change that these people have made my life a living miserable hell for the last 4 years, right? But I have to accept it and say, what has happened, okay? That's why in videos sometimes I say flippantly, it is what it is, all right? Because it is what it is. I can't change it. I can't change that these people have done these things. Yes, it has had a great impact on my life. But today, sitting here, I have to make a decision. What am I going to do going forward? I can't continue to choose to live in resentment and anger. Peace and serenity are not luxuries for me today. I've worked too hard to have peace and serenity in my life. I've worked too hard to remove anger and resentment from my life, you know? So what do I do with that? So I have to tell you, I was reminded last night of a prayer, a recovery prayer, that my sponsor shared with me years ago, that has helped me so much in my life. And I want to read you this prayer, and this is the sick man's prayer, and it's a recovery prayer. God, when a person offends me, and if you're not a person that's religious or spiritual, that's fine. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. But whatever you are, you know, my husband's an atheist. I've shared that in many videos of mine, but he very respects my spirituality, and I respect his belief systems as well, right? So this isn't a prayer that you have to, like, say God to, even though it says that. You can say it to the universe. You can say it to whatever, right? But it says in here, when a person offends me, help me remember that this is a sick person. Help me show them the same tolerance, pity, and patience that we would cheerfully grant a sick friend. Show me how can I help them. Save me from being angry. And that's what I want. I don't want to be angry about this. Now, I'm not going to stop pursuing this situation because, like I said, I think these people need help, and I want it to stop. I'm tired of it. It needs to stop, and I've had enough, like I said. Okay, so yes, I will continue to pursue it. Just because I can forgive somebody doesn't mean that I have to forget it, okay? Like LC said years ago in the hills. You know, just because I forgive somebody or I don't lead with anger in my heart doesn't mean that I'm not going to address situations that have happened to me. And I want to make something very, very clear because I got a comment on my video yesterday. Just one comment, but it got some traction and then they deleted their comment. And the comment said something about, I hope as you are talking about all of this, or drama channels, whenever they talk about how people come for them, you know, like, I hope that this will help you be kinder in the future, like, you come for everybody and blah, 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 blah. Let's not get this twisted, and I said this yesterday and I said this the day before, okay? I don't follow most of the people that I talk about on social media accounts. I definitely don't follow their family members, okay? I don't even know who some of their family members are. I couldn't even tell you Shane Dawson's mom's first name, okay? I don't even know much about Jeffree Star's family, except for the things that, like, you know, he's come out and shared and whatever. So, you know, I have never contacted their families. I have never emailed their family members. I've never emailed their businesses. I have never, with the exception of Jaclyn Hill's husband, which I shared in my video the other day, and that was not malicious. That was being very supportive, which I proved. I have, you know, on and on and on. People want to compare drama channels and us sitting in a video having an opinion. Now, there's been a lot of people out there that have made opinion-based videos about me. I don't have an issue with that. You want to get in a video and you want to show your face and you want to have an opinion about me, you have every right to do that, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that are hiding behind profiles, that are making my life a miserable hell, that are trying to dox me, that are trying to get my medical records, that are trying to get my vet records, that are trying to contact people in my life, personally and professionally, that are trying to attack people in my life, personally and professionally. It's gone way beyond that, okay? I am a drama commentary channel that gets in videos and gives you drama commentary and opinions based on things that other people put out there, all right? And typically in most of my videos, I say, I wish these people would change and grow and take accountability because they will enjoy their lives better. So let's not get it twisted and say that what drama commentary channels do by sharing their opinion in a video is anywhere similar to what is going on with me or many other influencers that are being stalked and harassed, because it's not. And if you believe that, you are sick as well, okay? So don't say that I deserve it because I get in videos, because that is what I believed for years and fed into that because people would say that, right? Well, you deserve this, or you did blah. And that's how I became immune to it until I had another friend of mine say to me, this is personal vendetta, Peter. Like, this goes way above and beyond anything that I've ever heard before, right? So how do I move past this? Well, first I have to look at forgiveness. First of all, I have to address these issues and pursue them legally. And then I have to work on the forgiveness, like I said, and see them as a sick person, because I really believe that they are. Last night I talked to several influencers, and like many of which I had never known, some of which I'm very close with, that shared that I was completely unaware of, right? That thanked me for putting my video out, which I appreciate, and were so supportive of me, that shared that they had very, very similar experiences too, and they shared some things with me, and I was like, oh my God. And I said to all of them, like, I'm really sorry that you went through this, but I'm so thankful that you're sharing this with me because I don't feel so all alone. And they were all too afraid to come out and speak about it for fear that it would make it worse. And that was my fear for a long time too. Even posting a video the other day, that if I posted it and I talked about it, that they were going to come harder for me. It was going to make things worse. And maybe it will, you know? But that is abusive. That is abusive to not confront a situation where people are infiltrating your life because you are living out of fear that it is going to get worse if you address it. That is abusive, okay? And I am no longer willing to stay in that abusive kind of sick relationship with somebody out there that hates me on such a deep level, that you are so intent on finding out about everything in my personal life and making my life a living hell. I'm not willing to sit back and do that anymore, okay? One of my friends said to me last night that we don't speak about this because many of us were bullied as kids. And I really thought about that, you know. The last therapist that I went to, you know, after 12 years of being bullied in high school and carrying that into adulthood and things like that, he said to me, you know, I explained this in my vlog yesterday, that it was very similar to me as like a cat with an arched back, you know, that I went into high school every day and I was like this. And he goes, do you ever think that you suffered PTSD as a result of being bullied in high school? And I was like, oh my God, I never thought of that. Now, I've said this in many videos, whether I have true PTSD or not, and I've never been diagnosed with that other than him saying that to me, it was validation for the seriousness of what I went through back then, right? This is just as serious. But me never confronting my bullies and standing up to them is much of the reason why it's taken me so long to come out and talk about this, out of fear that it would get worse. And that was exactly, and my friend that said this to me, she's absolutely 100% right. This is exactly why I never confronted it when I was being bullied in high school. Because if I stood up to them, I was afraid I was going to get my ass beat. I was afraid that they were going to say worse things about me or do worse things, right? And maybe that's right, and maybe it will get worse. I don't know, but it's time for me to take back some of my control, you know? And it has felt liberating to me. And it's time for me to stop living in fear and work through this. And also work on forgiving them, you know? I can pursue this situation. I can pursue this in the right manner. I can pursue this legally behind the scenes, and I don't have to live in anger and resentment. I can forgive them and see them as sick people, which they are. And, you know, like, a sponsor of mine years ago said, to really work to the point of forgiveness and forgiving somebody else, you have to want the same things for them that you want for yourself. And I'm going to tell you, that's not easy in this situation. When somebody has made your life a living hell for 4 years, that is not an easy thing to do, but I'm working on it. Because I don't want to live with hate in my heart, you know? I don't want to live with hate in my heart. And this is a beginning, you know? This is just a beginning for me. And for anybody else out there that does this, you know, is on social media and makes YouTube videos or TikToks or whatever, if you're living through this, speak about it. So many people emailed me last night that are not influencers or, you know, on social media, that said that they're being bullied by people in their families, or they're being bullied by people that they work with and whatever. It's time to speak out about it, okay? It's time to stop the harassment and share your stories. It's time for us to stop living in fear. Period. You know? Period. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to me. I swear I won't be talking about this again for a while, but I wanted to get this out and share this with you guys because I thought it was important. You know, we can confront situations in our lives, and I know this is kind of like a Peterisms video, but oh well, so be it. We can confront situations in our lives. We can take the correct avenues to pursue things behind the scenes legally. You know, we can do all of that, but that doesn't mean that we have to live in anger and fear. That doesn't mean that we can't forgive people. That doesn't mean that we can't see them as sick people and hope the best for them. I don't want to live in anger. I don't want to live in resentment. I want to be happy, joyous, and free. I've worked way too hard in my sobriety to let somebody steal my joy from me, and I'm not going to let this happen as well, you know? And for a while, I think I was really letting that happen. Anyway, thank you again for listening to me. I love you guys, and I promise you the next video will be a commentary video. Bye.